Welcome to Concur training video number 4. In this video we're going to discuss the agency's policy for commute miles and how that's applied when filling out Concur expenses. So commute miles come into play when a personal vehicle is used to travel to a location for agency visit or for agency business, and when that travel does not begin and end at the agency. So if you're leaving from the agency and returning to the agency, you just submit that total amount for reimbursement. You don't have to worry about commute miles. But if you're leaving from home and stopping at a client site before you come to the agency, or if you're leaving the agency and going to a client site before you go home, that's when we have to start calculating commute miles in order to come up with the amount that should be reimbursed. Your commute miles is your normal mileage when you go from home to your designated office space. This should be either Nat Fuller or Leonard, with very few exceptions. For example, KSSN, their office is going to be the school that they go to. In very rare circumstances, you might have a home office if you work out of county. But otherwise, you should have one of the 3 locations designated as your office, and your commute miles are going to be the amount of miles from your home to the office. The only time that we don't use commute miles is if you're transporting a client. That's always considered work. So what we're going to do is first calculate commute miles. So for this example, we have the beginning address is the home, the ending address is Leonard because that's the designated office, and so we have total miles of 19.2. So since we're rounding on Concur, we're going to use 19 for the commute miles, or a round trip commute miles of 38. In our first example, we're going to be stopping at a client home before going to the agency. So in this example, we're going to begin at home, then we're going to enter the address of the client home, and then finally we're going to enter the agency address. And you can see here it's 28.7, so this is going to be rounded to 29. So what we would do is, in the comments, we would like everybody to type this out. So 29 miles minus 19 commute, because we're just looking at one way from home to the agency. So we use the one-way commute miles of 19, and then we take that difference, which is 10, and then we enter it into the distance here in order to calculate the reimbursement amount. This example would work the same if you were stopping at a client on the way home. It would just be in reverse. You would begin at the agency, go to the client address, and then go home, take that total mileage, and subtract the one-way commute miles. For example 2, we're looking at an example where you don't go to the agency at all, and you just leave from home, visit the clients, and then return home. So for this example, what we're doing is we're entering all the stops for the whole day, which includes returning home. So we start at home, go to the first client, go to the second client, and then return home. So we end up with a total of 46.3 miles. So once again, in the comments, we take 46 miles. But for this one, we subtract our round trip commute miles for the whole day because we're going home and returning home. And so we subtract 38 commute miles, and the difference is 8. And so that's entered in into the distance here. You would type over whatever was there before and put in the 8. That concludes this video. If there's any questions, please contact the finance office, and thank you for watching.